Tracy, we're here in the lobby of Expansive Workspace, broadcasting live with a live studio audience. Hi, audience.
This is a fantastic show. It's so cool to be here in the workspace. People are working behind us. We have some Expansive Workspace guests coming up, and we'd like to get you involved in the show. So if you would like to have a topic covered, if there's something that's holding you back or something that could help your business move forward faster, please email us at ideas@theconnect.show. You can have experts from around the world answer your questions, and it's just a great way for you to get one-on-one advice from experts.
And if you're over in Zoom watching us, which I see lots of friendly faces there, please put your contact information. Sound just cut out. Please put your contact information in the chat. That's what Van is saying. Oh, we have a little sound thing. So are we on mic 1 and 2 coming through?
I can hear it.
You can hear it? Okay. Can you hear us on Zoom, you guys? So if you're not in Zoom and you're over there on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube Live, please join us over here on Zoom to get your questions answered by experts. Kim will put our bit.ly link in the chat. Otherwise, our bit.ly link is bit.ly.connect.show.
bit.ly/The Connect Show. And this month we're talking about coaching, and specifically we're talking about mindset, because that's what coaching's all about. Today we have two wonderful guests, Cyrina Talbot and Ariel Kopac, and we are going to break through. We are going to relieve the barriers that are holding us back, and I can almost say that. I'm so excited, it's just bubbling over. My goodness.
And we're going to bring them on shortly, but first we want to tell you that next week we have one more week of mindset coaching with Ann Euchre and Nicole Polito.
Nicole Polito.
I did it right.
She's the former president of the ICF and
Nice.
the head of the MRCC, so we have a lot of initials flying around. We'll learn about what all of those mean next week. So share your information in the chat. Most importantly, put your LinkedIn profile in the chat so everybody here can connect with you and help do those one-on-ones, grow your business, and connect with you the right way. So
we have our first guest.
We do. We have our first guest. So we have a special show going where we are in the Expansive Workspace, and no better people to tell us about the Expansive Workspace than Adam Malbeck and Jeremy Hangst. And Kim is going to do a short little interview with them to tell us about Expansive. Take it away, Kim.
Do we have a mic? Is my mic on?
We can
Everything's working.
We're working out great.
Man, that looks sharp.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we have Adam and Jeremy from Expansive. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. First off, we're going to talk to Adam. Tell me about the new Expansive Workspace.
Yeah, so this is Expansive Wauwatosa that we're broadcasting live today. Beautiful 80 office center. A great place to promote community within, do things like this where we can kind of all promote with each other in this community. So we opened this up February 7th of this year. Occupancy grew about 30% within 2 months, so it's great to see everybody's getting excited to get back and network and be together. And yeah, that's us in a nutshell.
I came for that fabulous opening. That was great. Jeremy, there are multiple locations for Expansive, correct? Can you tell me about them?
Yeah, absolutely. Expansive is a unique co-working space. We own 47 properties, acquired 2 recently in Austin and Atlanta, but our most recent launch was Adams here in Wauwatosa. I'm responsible for Milwaukee and Madison, and so together we make up the Wisconsin sales team. And yeah, in the market space here, doing really, really well. This is something that people are in demand for, and Adam and I are reaping the benefits.
Excellent. Welcome to Wauwatosa. So Jeremy spoke about multiple locations everywhere. Does your Expansive membership, or whatever you would call it, include all of those locations?
Yeah. So as long as you're a member of any of our locations, whether it's here in Wauwatosa, downtown Milwaukee, or Madison on the Square, your membership gives you access to our beautiful lounges nationwide. So if you're traveling to San Diego, Austin, Texas, St. Petersburg, Florida, Albany, New York, you can touch down there free of charge during regular business hours.
Excellent.
Connect to Wi-Fi, meet a person, and kind of go from there.
Do they have the water everywhere? The wonderful
That is,
water.
I think, exclusive for us.
Oh, I like it.
We're fancy.
I like it. I like the Tosa location for that. Jeremy, do you have any upcoming events?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked. We talked about Adam's grand opening, which is March 31st. Here is the signage, if you can see. And this will be for an event we're promoting downtown in Milwaukee. This is going to be a market introduction for myself. I've been in the role for about 6 months. So we're inviting retail brokers, we're inviting decision makers, and folks in need of space. So this will be June 8th. We're going to be doing a feature with my buddy's coffee company, Roast Coffee. And we're going to be doing a tasting and a tour. Come check us out, please. Thank you for asking.
Well, come check out Expansive. And with that, we are ready to get on with the show. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
We are ready to get back with the show. And Cyrina Talbot is the owner and founder of the Mindset Transformation Company. She is a transformational coach and a clinical hypnotherapist. She helps business owners who are frustrated or overwhelmed get to the root of their issue quickly, reprogram their mindset for success, and take action for their goals.
This creates the confidence, clarity, and self-trust that business owners and entrepreneurs need to thrive in the marketplace. But we also have Cyrina here. You want to tell us what's
We have Ariel here, and Ariel is a linguistics programming practitioner, and Ariel helps emotional roadblocks and limiting beliefs that have been holding them back. One of her favorite nicknames from her clients is the Mental Ninja. Ariel loves helping others to see that there's no limitation greater than the one they put upon themselves. Boy, for me, I'm so glad that they're here today. There's no hindrance that they cannot harness. And with that, Cyrina and Ariel, we have our first 4-person show. This is amazing, and the two of you are 2 guests. This is fantastic.
And
Thank you so much.
I see. Love it. Thank you so much for having us. Yes.
Absolutely. So, to start out, what is the relationship between business and mindset?
Well, when you are a business owner, you are the bottleneck to your business. And the bottleneck, that which holds you back or gets us stuck, is that which is within our own minds. So if you want to grow your business, you have to grow yourself, and the place to start is with your mind.
That is beautiful. So, yes?
Why is mindset important?
Well, it's really interesting because the way that we are wired, the way that our minds operate, the way that we think is designed to keep us safe, make sure everybody loves us, and keep us comfortable. And when you're running a business, it's the opposite. You're putting yourself out there. You might be doing something new and unique. You might get rejected. And all of those things, like, your natural response is going to be to fight it. So if you want to succeed, you've got to be working on all of how you're thinking and shifting it and changing it so that you can grow your business regularly. And I think the people that succeed in business, it's something that they have a habit of doing regularly.
Should I take this one?
You should take this one. Are we close enough to the mics? Let's get a thumbs up.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Okay. Get closer.
We
Get closer.
got
All
a
right.
thumbs down from the sound man. There we go.
I can talk louder.
All right.
There we go.
So I have a question, because we can find everything and anything we want on the internet. Why couldn't we just go on the internet and find all the stuff that we need to help with our mindset?
Go ahead. Well, I think it's really similar to, if you want to play basketball, you could find out all the skills that you need to play basketball on the internet. You could find diagrams and everything. But basketball players have coaches, because you need someone that's like, do this now. This is the next step. This is the skill you need to improve. This is where you're lacking. And it's, to me, very similar to that. I mean, you can try to do it online by yourself, but the most successful people have at least one coach, just like the most successful, sports and athletes have coaches. So to me, it's really similar, just to have that support and have someone looking out for you and who knows what comes next.
Right, especially when you're trying to run your business and learn all those things. How are you you're gonna waste all your time trying to figure out what to do next and what to, yeah.
I think, too, it's not just about the information. It's about the application of the information. And it's also about understanding how you're thinking or how you're applying that information. So just the gathering of information is only one piece of the puzzle. I was in a golf lesson yesterday, and I'm learning the mechanics of golf, and I know the steps to do, but if something's not working, or the ball is going to the right and I don't want it to, I have to look to the coach and say, what's off here? What's amiss? I know what to do, but something isn't working. And that's the beauty of a coach, is they also have a different perspective, and they can help you get out of your own perspective, because we all come with a certain focus or frame of mind that we're approaching a situation. I think one of the most powerful things that we do as a coach is help people to get out of their own mind and see how they're thinking, see how they're operating, and say, is this what's working for me, or is there a better way? And sometimes it's just one small tweak that makes a significant impact in the outcome of the work that you're doing.
Just like golf, and the golf analogy is so great, because golf is really hard. Running a business is really hard. And I know that I can go and golf constantly, and I'm going to shave a couple of strokes off of my score, and I will do minimally better. But if I go to lessons for 4 weeks, I can make a huge jump because I'm so bad. I can get from bad to good, because that's a pretty big distance quickly, and then I can also get from good to great, and that's where I think the difference is, whether it's golf or business. Small business owners like to do everything themselves, though, and just to reiterate the point,
Yes.
what are the chances that it's going to work if I don't get help?
Yeah, I was going to say, usually people show up to work with us. I had to get closer to the microphone. when they are at their wits' end, and they have Googled, and they have tried, and they have been, trying to improve week after week, and they're not getting anywhere. So that's the benefit, is like we can step in and say, yeah, here, we'll help you. But I think that's when business owners, for the most part, kind of raise their hand and say, okay, I need business coaching, as they're frustrated because they haven't been getting the results they want.
And go ahead, Ariel.
And I was going to say, and then oftentimes I know we've both experienced this with a client. They get to a point and they're like, I'm good now. Now what? And that's what you said about the good to great. There's always more opportunity. That's one of the things I love about working with business owners, is there's endless opportunity, and the only ceiling or cap is where we set it. So that continual progress of good to great, there's always more opportunity, and you can always get better and improve, just like with the game of golf. I reference golf because I'm a recovering perfectionist, and there is no perfect in golf, and it's a constant frustrating reminder of that. But it's something we have to realize, that there is no perfect and there is no done, especially when it comes to business. There's always more opportunity, and for those who want to strive for that and always better themselves in their business, there's an acceptance that I can't do it as well on my own as I could with the support and viewpoint of someone else.
An important thing to remember about golf is that there's 50,000 brain surgeons and only 5,000 professional golfers, so golf is therefore 10 times harder than brain surgery.
Obviously.
It's true. I Googled it. Well, it's on Facebook.
That's an interesting tip we just learned right there. So now we've discovered maybe we have no idea what we're doing and we need some help, or we're at where Ariel said we feel like we've done really well, but maybe we're missing something. How do we go about finding the right coach for that?
Well, a lot of what I've heard is that when people don't know what they don't know, they also don't know what to look for. And so what do you do in that case? You go to a friend or a peer or a colleague who maybe has struggled with the same situation, or has your best interest at heart, and you go to them to ask for connections. So most of the time people at least find me and others through a referral, a recommendation, or an introduction. That's a great way to start. There's also certain directories and opportunities online. I started Coaches Culmination of Milwaukee to find highly vetted, great coaches who know whom they serve, what they do, and they're highly qualified. So, because I know that that's an opportunity and an issue in the industry, but most of the time it's usually through an introduction from trusted sources, and then interviewing those coaches and seeing who's the right fit. And sometimes it's just about who's the right fit right now, based on what you're looking for.
And I think an important part is the relationship. You have to like the coach. You have to trust the coach. All of those things. And
or even if you don't like them, I think you just have to have a lot of respect for them, because maybe
right.
you don't need to like them. that you just think they're dang good at what they do, and you want that.
Yeah, yeah. And so, when with a lot of coaches, is it pretty common that they'll have like an introductory call or something like that that's free, or what do you see?
Yeah, there's most coaches will. So there's two different things. You can usually have opportunities to see them, through video or networking or things like that. But yeah, you should be able to have a free consult call to get to know them and see if it's a good fit. Or again, from the referral, talk to somebody who's worked with them and see what their experience is. And I would just add, give yourself time and space to find the right one. Like, you don't have to go with the first one, that you have a call with.
Mm-hmm. So when you get coaching, is it you just get 4 weeks of coaching and then you're good and you're off to the next level?
You're
or
perfect. 4 weeks, good forever.
How long does it take? Because I think of coaching, unfortunately, I think coaching and then therapy runs into my brain. They seem like they're close to each other, but they're nothing like each other. But therapy, you're in therapy forever. So I think you're in coaching forever. How does it work? Do you go for 4 weeks and then stop for a while, or do you just have coaches forever, or how does it work?
Well, I'll speak for me. I usually do 3 or 6 months, and some people stay longer. And I know a lot of coaches, can be 12 months, or it can be a few years. And it's more to the point of when you're coming up to a next obstacle, you have someone, supporting you and coaching you in that. So even if it is a longer period of time, you're constantly growing. And compared to therapy, I think it depends on results. I'm a very firm advocate of therapy, but there is some frustration sometimes with people feeling like they've been in therapy a long time and not getting results. So I think it's a fair thing to say it's okay to look for results and expect results and want results in coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I've had clients for 6 months, and I have a client that we've been working together for 5 years, and we're working together because he continually receives results, right? So it's that continual investment in himself, and it's the continuous discovery of, right, what's my blind spot now? I use the reference that I learned in limiting beliefs coaching called new level, new devil. There's always a new challenge when you reach that next level of growth. And when you accept that and embrace it, it's, okay, I'm coming upon, or I've recently reached a new level of growth. Now what's going to be my challenge? Or now how do I need to think differently? And that's a conversation that you can have with your coach, especially with the mindset coach. And so, but not everyone wants to continually do that. And some people say, I just want to coast right now, or this is I got to this level and I think I'm good for a bit. So a lot of it is frankly the type of person that you are, and if you're wanting to continuously grow, always discovering what you don't know, or if you're coming across a certain challenge, you need a different perspective, you want to work with a coach to resolve this problem, and then you're good. So I find it really depends upon the person.
We had a show a while ago when we talked about the seasons, and I think there's a season for coaching. You get that personal growth, that development, and then you put it into practice, and then you have that next season where maybe you go camping. I don't know.
Right.
Or golfing.
The
there we go.
seasons of growth.
Yes.
So we touched a little bit on the therapy, kind of like being a therapist because you guys are into mindset, but how much are you actually going into their personal lives when you're trying to teach them about business growth? I'm sure there's got to be some crossover. I know I'm throwing this at you without a plan, but I'm curious about this question.
So I'm unique. I'm unique because I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. So I'm not a traditional coach because I combine like going into deep things. I work with people who have experienced past trauma, or they have beliefs in their childhood, and maybe they've even been working with a traditional business coach and not getting anywhere. And so that is something that I do. And when Ariel was saying, we work on a specific issue, and that's why I work in a shorter amount of time, because it's more targeted. We're working on this excuse me, you've been trying to do this one action and you haven't been able to. So we're focused, and we're saying, when I work with clients, what is the root of that? And you guys have heard me say, most of our beliefs are formed before age 7. So we're digging into that with the intention of changing it so that you can take action. So it's not talking about it years and years. It's like, okay, let's take time, focus in on this, figure out what's going on so that you can release it and take the actions you want. So that's more in depth than a traditional coach, what I particularly do. So Ariel would have a different perspective.
Slightly. Well, I'll use the reference point that I explained to my dad what I do, because my dad he's a business owner, and production line, very traditional. And he asked me one time, I think I had been in my business for over a year, and he turns to me and he says, "So I still don't get what you do." And so I explained it over again, and I told him how I work with clients and the purpose behind the coaching. And he goes, "So I'll go into a business, look at their production line, and as I look through it, I find the bottleneck, and we release that, and then they have higher production." And he said, "And you do that with people's minds." I said, "Exactly, Dad. That's exactly what it is." And so I think the difference oftentimes between therapy and mindset coaching is about going in and finding the block that is hindering your productivity or progress in your business. I say there truly is no separation between personal and professional, because you and your mind are in both. So when from coaching, we're identifying what's not working, what's the problem that's showing up, what's the lack of result, and then what is the pain point or the bottleneck that's causing that lack of result. Let's resolve that, understand it, either work with it or see if we can remove it, and then move forward, because it's a different intent. Instead of finding the block to find the block, or just to work on it and work on your pain points or your history, it's what is getting in the way right now of the production or productivity or progress that you want to make. So it's very intentional that way.
Oh, thanks. Good stuff.
That is. So this has been really informative. I love it when you're on, because it's such a reminder to focus on that mindset, because sometimes in business we get busy because it's, the world's changing and everything's happening. And on the way here, I was just thinking about investing in myself and how I don't do enough of that, whether it's golf lessons or a coach. Coach, I think, would help me much better. Golf, there is no hope. So it might just be a waste of money. But, I think investing in yourself, and as far as putting that money into your business, a lot of people don't have that mindset where it's, hey, if I invest $1,000 into Facebook ads or $1,000 into coaching, what's going to help me more? And really, the $1,000 into coaching is going to definitely help you more than $1,000 worth of Facebook ads, because most of us don't know what we're doing with Facebook ads, right?
Or it's going to tell you at what area you are in your journey where you need Facebook ads or not.
Right.
The mindset thing will tell you where you're at after you work on that a little bit.
And so talk a little bit about the different stages of business. I know a new business owner, $1,000 into coaching, or however much it is, let's just say, if a new business owner is starting out and they're saying, I'm going to put $1,000 into my business, and into coaching, that's a kind of a hard hurdle to overcome. And then when you're doing well in business, you're so busy, you don't have time to put that time in it. So talk a little bit about the different stages: beginning, middle, and really successful.
Sure. Well, at the beginning, it's important to identify at any stage, it's important to identify what you need. And I think at the beginning, I actually generally don't work with clients when they're in the very beginning of their business, because I'm taking the approach of, if you're not acting upon what you know you need to do, then we need to go and figure out why that is. But you first need to know what you need to do. So in the very beginning, you need training, or you need instruction, you need information, and you may need a coach who walks you step by step on the very important processes for your business. When you're at the next stage, it's, all right, what are my blind spots, or what's not working and why? So that's going back to finding the right coach at the right time. It's about identifying what you need based upon the stage and business that you're in, as well as just that self-awareness of what you need. Are you in the need of more process and walking through step by step? Or are you in the space of, I know the process, I just am not putting it into action the way that I need, or something is not clicking? And then also, a lot of clients that I work with as well will get into, okay, well established, but I don't want to regress. I want to progress. So let's get ahead so that I don't get too comfortable and start to fall up behind or get stagnant in my business. I want to be continually growing. I think those are the different stages and understanding what you're looking for based upon that.
Yeah, and I would add it is a different mindset. The people that tend to invest in coaching understand that they are going to get a ROI on it. They're understanding, okay, this is going to save me time. This is going to save me money. This is going to help me think differently to take the actions that I need to. And I work with clients in the beginning and middle, and later stages in business. And in the beginning, it's a lot of mindset shifts that need to happen to show up and put yourself out there and make sales. And so for me, the people who decide to take that step understand that it's just it's just kind of a part of business, or I think that's a different mindset where people are like, yep, I'm just going to need support with this, just like someone in sports is like, yep, I'm just going to need a coach with this.
One client that you made me think of, and that we worked together, she was early on in her business, and not at the very beginning. She had over a year in, and when we talked, she said, I just knew when I talked with you, I couldn't afford not to. She had that shift. It's not that I can't afford to, even though the numbers may not say that I can. She's like, I knew I couldn't afford not to. And she's made amazing progress, and we're still working together today. But she had that conviction, that decision of, this is going to have the return on investment because I need it to, and I'm going to put the work in to do it, to get that result.
Right. So I think a lot of it comes down to the goals that you have in your business right now, and how are you going to achieve them, and do you have the time to put in that effort to the priorities, and what's your goals?
Well, thank you so much. This has been just a great conversation about mindset, and I really appreciate the both of you joining us today on this very special Connect show in the lobby of the Expansive Workspace. It's so big.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's lobby view.
Yes, I love it. See, people are actually working. It's really a workspace.
It is a great workspace. And thank you for having us. It's been a joy to talk about mindset coaching, because when Cyrina and I get together, it's all we can talk about. We're both very passionate about it, and so it's fun to talk about it with all of you too.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Before we go, how can we get in touch with each of you?
So the best way to get in touch with me is if you can spell my name, Cyrina Talbot, Cyrina, is my website, or Facebook, or LinkedIn. Those are great ways to reach out.
You are the only Cyrina Talbot. You come up on the top of the list.
Google searches, yes.
I actually have the same perk.
Yeah, you are the only Ariel Kopac.
Yes, Ariel Kopac,
Yeah.
Kopac, and my website is Harness Your Hindrance. And I made the mistake of choosing a word that can be spelled apparently 2 or 3 different ways. So it's HINDRANCE, but harnessyourhindrance.com, or you can just Google search my name.
And if you're driving, or if you're not able to record that information, you can go to theconnectshow.com, and we have them on our guest page, so you can find their information there as well.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We missed each other, so we got a lot of time together last week. So today I am going to talk about something that's really come up with a few clients, and it's really important. We're going to talk about turning on 2-factor, I'm going to mess it up, authentication.
You got it.
Did I get it?
Nailed it.
Got it. For any platform that you're on, this is really, really, really important. I've recently had 2 clients completely lose everything that they've had on Facebook because their Facebooks were hacked. One client lost 6,000 followers, 200 reviews, really, really, really bad stuff. It's a fight to the end to get that information back. And the way that you can stay safe is to turn that on. When I get back to my little workspace, I'll put some links in the chat on how you can make sure that that is turned on for, I'll just go with Facebook because that's where my clients have lost it, but anywhere and everywhere you can turn that on. Keep yourself safe away from hackers. It's impossible to get your work back. You can also save, like on Facebook, you can download your entire page do it once a month, once a quarter, once, depending on how much content you post. Do it so that you have that content to repost if you didn't listen to me and turn the 2FA on. I'm saying 2FA because I'm not saying that word again. So what the hackers will do is they will log into your account, will say they'll post distasteful content. You get shut down because Facebook says, oh no, we're not having you post that content on our channels, even though it really wasn't you. And then any pages that you're tied to can potentially be shut down. Any admins that are on there are going to get kicked off.
Yeah, you can keep your business page, but you have no way to get in it.
Yes. And in one client, the one that had so many, they completely lost their business page. They completely lost everything. That page ended up getting shut down as well. So just keep yourself safe. It's really important, and I don't want to see anyone lose all their hard work.
Yeah, along with that, try not to repeat too many actions at the same time. Like if you're posting in groups, don't do 20 at a time, and make sure you're changing up your content if you are consistently posting the same thing, like if you're promoting an event or something.
Yes.
Because then you can get into Facebook jail.
Facebook jail is bad.
Yeah.
Facebook jail is so bad. And you have to really change the words up. You can't just change like 2 or 3 words up. You've really got to change the post quite a bit, or time the spacing out to every 5 to 10 minutes.
Right, right.
So
Good tips on Facebook today, guys.
yeah.
That is great info. I'm too lazy to do the 2-factor because it seems like a lot of work. So I'm going to listen to your advice.
You're
and I'm
putting
just
us
gonna do
at
it.
risk.
I am.
You're
So
putting
I'm
us
just going to
at
do
big
it.
risk. You're doing it. I'm
It's-
going to
it's-
walk you through the process.
Right? It's not just me who's who's going to be harmed by my laziness. It's all of us.
It's all of
Right.
us.
Right.
It's all of us.
So now that I just said that, every hacker in the world's like, oh my
Ooh,
gosh,
let's go
he's
over to find that
vulnerable.
guy.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
because
not do
nobody
that.
really,
Let's not do that.
nobody
Thank you,
knows who I
guys.
am, so it's not that important.
Well, Kim's still up here, so maybe we should tell them a little bit about what Connect Media Live is all about. Ta-da, Connect Media Live.
Shameless plug.
We had such a great event where we launched at IB Madison.
It is. It
You
is.
can find all of our videos on YouTube. John's been frantically posting them. I've been watching them.
So, what is Connect Media Live? In doing these shows, there's a lot of people have approached us and said, how can we do our own show? How can we get on a show? How can we promote our brand above the noise? That's our little tagline.
And become
And,
famous
uh,
AF.
We developed
That's right.
Connect Media, and it's connectmedia.live, where we are your digital marketing supply chain. Everything you need from video, web, and social. We do it all. We can tell you how the sausage is made and tell you all the details, but pretty much if you just want to get out there and promote above the noise, we'll take care of everything for you.
Yeah, so think about doing your content differently than you're doing it now. Maybe you'd like to interview somebody once a month or once a week and put that on your website or on your social media and attract people to your funnels.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way that we're doing the Connect Show, we can do that same similar thing for you.
We've already done the hard work and learned the best tools to get guest acquisition, to get the questions ahead of time for the guests, the guest acquisition can be really tough, and Tracy has really nailed down a great process to not only get those guests, but get the information from the guest in a timely manner so that you're not scrambling at the end. Then you have the time to build your social media and you have the time to build your website. Even if it's just a new page on your website, you might not need a whole brand new website, but maybe you do. Maybe you don't know how to create those great graphics or how to tag all of the people that you plan on having on the show. So there's a lot of tools to it. And then of course Jon does all the great video stuff and backdrops and lights and
then Kim
cameras
just
in
sends it
action.
all out on social.
Yeah.
So it's a great team we have.
Yeah.
It is, and there's a lot that goes. When people see the show, they don't see Carlo behind the scenes. And
I should take a picture.
We should.
We should. I don't have my phone.
I do.
Oh, she does. Tracy does. She's going to
And
do
they
it
don't
live
see
right
the,
now.
They don't see the automation that Tracy does with guest acquisition, which is huge. So before Tracy, when I had to do guest acquisition, a guest would, I'd have to track them down, and then I'd have to remember to send them the email, and then they would email me, a week ahead of time. What are you going to ask me? Should I send you my picture? And I'd be like, I was on a video shoot for 2 weeks. I forgot to send that to you. Now it's all automated, where all of those things happen. So it's nothing that keeps me up at night anymore. And I don't get those emails. And it's so wonderful to have you do all that stuff.
Well, let me tell you, it's great. You take care of all these cords and video things.
Right.
Yeah, the cords do cause a lot of people anxiety.
Yes.
It's my happy place.
And Carlo does all the fabulous, this camera, that camera, this camera, that camera. Hey, talk closer to the microphone. Stop tapping on the table. These are all a little bit of inside jokes, but when you have your own show, you'll get to learn all these great things and put your hands on the table.
Yes, otherwise it
and
looks
not
like you're doing something weird.
on your lap because it looks weird.
Yep.
And I have a
That
really
looks
bad
weird.
habit of that. So
This does not. So with that, I think we found a great wrap-up point. But before we do, what is your takeaway on mindset, Kim? What did you get out of the conversation today?
my takeaway on mindset, I really need to consider, I like how Bill talks about, and I love what Ariel and Cyrina have to say, of course, but I like kind of what Bill has to say about when you get that mentor, and that absolutely could be a coach as well. When you get that mentor and they kind of drive in and they have, I like the idea of a mentor with it because they have the same background, the same history. It doesn't have to be necessarily exactly what you're planning to do, but if they can see where you're going, they can help you get there and stay out of your own way. Because I get in my own way a lot.
Getting out of your own way was the name of the show. That was a great answer.
I forgot all about that.
Boom.
See, boom.
Don't drop the mic. Okay.
I won't. Well,
Tracy,
Carlo doesn't have headphones on. So
What
I
did
do
you
it all
get
the time.
out of the mindset conversation today?
I think it was that psychology versus mindset coach piece. Because I think when you're a business owner, you're thinking about, I need a coach to help me with my business. But I don't think that many people realize how entangled it actually is with your personal mind, with your personal life. And I think that when you realize that and then you go at it from starting with your personal stuff and then getting towards the business part, I think your success will be much faster. So that's why I wanted to see how much of that they combined with each other, unless it was just like supply chain, like focused on business results, or is it focused on getting, handling some of those things that are in your mind that are stopping you from doing whatever it is in your business that you want to be doing. So that was my biggest takeaway, I think.
I really liked what Ariel said about golfing, because golfing is, it's a new hobby. My daughter, who's 12, decided that she loves golfing, so now I have like a golf buddy, so that's super cool. But golfing is really hard, and I can look back at, I always look back like, how did I have that good game? There was only one, so it's not, I don't have to catalog
I can only
through them.
attribute to mini golf.
But how did I get better? And it's really, I got better because I had a coach, and I had a good game because I had somebody with me who was a coach and an inspiration and a supporter. So when I think about that, what if I did that in business? What if I had people around me that were inspiring me? And then what if I also had that other layer of people who are coaching me on finding I know how to do it, but where's the mechanics? Why did it go like that? And it's because my elbow was out, or I turned, just like all the things, there's a lot of things to remember. And in business, there's a ton of things to remember as far as all the things that we can do. And we need that outside source to remind us, because we get too busy, or we just don't want to think about it,
And you have to remember that you don't know everything, right? Like we all want to think we know everything about our business, but we don't.
We don't.
And I think coaches come in all different forms too. Like Bill was saying, a mentor, but a coach could be watching Tony Robbins, or going to these events like that, or listening to podcasts on people that you trust and you like, and there's so many different ways you can get coaching in your life. So
I
many
kind of
different
like
ways.
the group experience, and I think a little bit about like our mastermind and also think tanks, because we're all kind of coaching each other without the coaching degree or background or certifications. We're all still coaching each other and helping each other succeed, and to me that's collaboration, not competition. Big goals. Big goals.
Yep.
Agreed.
I like that.
Agreed.
Agreed. And I love that, because no matter if you're giving the presentation or if you're listening to the presentation in a mastermind, either way you're learning and you're growing, and that's fantastic. And I think
We should thank everybody for coming on Zoom today. We're getting such nice compliments in the chat.
Aw.
oh, that's nice.
Bill Sargent said Aaron Rodgers can throw the football, but he still has a coach. And I've heard that before. I think that's actually...
Mm-hmm.
Can't learn how to do that on the internet.
You could try.
Can't. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We really appreciate you joining us on this very special episode of The Connect Show, live from the Expansive Workspace. And with that, we'll see you on the day after Monday. next
Actually,
week.
we'll see you Friday for Mastermind.
Oh, yes,
Join us.
Friday, yes.
Join us. Mastermind. We have a great group of people, regulars of that show. So
And we'll wrap it up with there we go.